The triple goddess has three aspects: maiden, mother, and crone. Though we approach these aspects as individual personal deities, all three are aspects of the same power, the feminine polar force, the goddess. Of the triple goddess' three aspects, her aspect as mother probably receives most attention, but in fact all three aspects are equally important. They form a cycle, and each naturally flows into the next. The maiden is the aspect of the triple goddess in her youthful form. Sometimes the maiden is conceived of as a child, but more often as an independent young woman. The image of the maiden is strongly affected by the customs of a given culture. There is much more variety in the image of the maiden than of either the mother or the crone. Sometimes the maiden is shown as an ascetic virgin, like Athena or Vesta. At the other extreme, she may be strongly associated with pleasure and sexuality, like Hathor, Aegide, or Venus. Though this may seem like a contradiction, in fact it is not. Rather, it reflects the variety of activity that falls under the maiden's imperium. The maiden is the goddess of beginnings, growth, and expansion. She is symbolized by the waxing moon. The maiden rules over the dawn, the season of spring, and the direction of the east. The maiden is the goddess of passion and creativity. All arts, crafts, and sciences are sacred to her, and the tutelary goddesses of the various arts and sciences are often forms of the maiden, as Sasheta, the Egyptian goddess of writing. All forms of inspiration, self-expression, and creativity, all things which stir the soul or incite the mind, belong to the maiden. The maiden goddess tends to be shown in one of three main forms: the artist, goddess of all arts and crafts, skills and sciences. The mind, intellect, and inspiration fall within her purview. She delights in beauty and is often specifically associated with flowers or the rainbow, as well as with both inner and outer fire. Examples of the maiden goddess in this guise include Brigid, Flora, Kore, Minerva, and Sasheta. The guardian. The goddess is warrior and protector, patron of quests and causes, champion of heroes and adventurers, defender of those in need. In this form, the maiden grants courage, guidance, and fortitude. Examples of the maiden goddess in this guise include Anat, Artemis, and Durga. The lover. Goddess of love, beauty, and sexuality, she is the patron of lovers and romance. Examples of the maiden goddess in this guise include Aegide, Hathor, and Venus. Though these forms may at first seem contradictory, they are in fact not. Rather, they each represent a different focus of the maiden's energy of creativity and self-expression. Sometimes a form of the maiden goddess will express only one of these facets, but many express several or all at once. The Greek Athena is both artist and guardian, as is the Roman Vesta, while the Mesopotamian Ishtar is both guardian and lover. The following passage was written about the Aphrodisiasporic goddess Aegide Oshun, a form of the maiden, but may be taken as representative of the qualities of the maiden goddess in general. Goddess of the fulfilled and independent woman, mistress of her own fate and pursuing her own dreams. Goddess of romantic love and also of sexuality. She is the mistress of everything which delights the senses. All pleasure and enjoyment in life are hers, anything which is beautiful and fine. She governs the arts and crafts, music and dance, poetry and writing. All luxuries and conveniences are hers. She is the creative individual, striving to fill her own needs and expressing herself in every way. She is competent and dexterous, making her will manifest all about her on the material plane with skill and style. All joy and laughter are hers. From The Wheel of Hecate, 1988, 1588, Age of Pisces. Below follow several examples of the maiden goddess. Athena, tutelary goddess of the Greek city-state of Athens. Athena is the goddess of the mind and intellect, and patron of all arts and crafts, especially weaving. Athena is the goddess of science, books, and learning, and is symbolized by the owl of wisdom. A warrior goddess, Athena inspires people to great acts, and acts as a protector to those in need, especially women. Brigid, Celtic goddess of fire and inspiration, Brigid rules over the arts and crafts, especially the three great skills of poetry, smithcraft, and medicine. Music is sacred to her, and she was a patron of the sacred bards. Brigid is a goddess of wisdom and learning, as well as cunning, and can overcome all obstacles. Brigid is often likened to the spirit of the grain in the fields, and corn dollies are made to represent her. Her festival, the Isla Vrija, or Candlemas, is celebrated on 1st February. Brigid is also known as Vrija, Vriantia, and Brigantina. Ejili, called Ejili or Ejuli in Haiti, Oshun in Cuba and the United States, and Oshun in Brazil, this is the Afro-diasporic goddess of love and beauty. Ejili is the goddess of art and self-expression. Poetry, song, and dance are sacred to her. She is a patron of both romantic and sensual love, and promotes happiness and joy in life. She is a goddess of independence, fulfillment, and personal strength. Hathor, Egyptian goddess of love, beauty, and personal fulfillment, Hathor is often depicted as a cow or with the head of a cow, symbolizing fecundity. She is the patron of art, music, and dance, and of all things beautiful and pleasing. Hathor is often symbolized by a mirror, representing self-knowledge and fulfillment. Identified with the sky, Hathor is the consort of Horus, the sun god. In fact, the name Hathor means home of Horus. Hathor also has aspects as a mother goddess. Vesta, Roman goddess of the hearth fire, Vesta is the protector of the home and of the people in it. The safety of the family is in her hands. Vesta is conceived of as a sober and dignified maiden, patron of the homely arts, cooking, weaving, householding. Vesta is also a goddess of honor and of justice, protector of the virtuous and guardian of the weak. In former times, Vesta was the protective deity of the Roman state, served by the famous Vestal Virgins, celibate priestesses who cared for the spiritual heart of Rome. This October, the world of pagan voices comes together in one global gathering, the Pagan World Congress. 5 days, over 100 hours, speakers, rituals, music, and town halls streamed across the world. Join the conversation, shape the future, be part of history. The Pagan World Congress, October 9th through 13th, 2025. Online at paganworld.co.